Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mystical Rebel channel here on YouTube. I am your host, the Mystical Rebel, and today's video is going to be on ghost hunting. So let's go ahead and get started. So, as you guys should probably already guess, I have quite a few problems with ghost hunting, especially modern day ghost hunting. I'm of the mind that most ghost hunters have no idea how to effectively approach spirits, let alone get into two-way communication with those spirits. Running around a haunted house or a cemetery with some technological device you bought from Best Buy or eBay or Fry's Electronics or something like that, it's not going to catch you spiritual phenomena. I'm sorry to say that your $80 to $120 spirit box is not going to catch you any voices of any ghosts or anything along those lines. And we're going to go over why those things are true today. So first, let's go ahead and get started with the types of spirits that could be haunting certain areas. So I'm going to pose the question to ghost hunters. When you find an area that is supposedly haunted, how do you determine the type of spirit that is supposedly haunting this area? How do you determine whether this spirit is a ghost, so a dead person, or a demon, or some other type of spirit, such as a genius Loki? It could be an angry nature spirit. It could be an elemental. And while it could be a spirit of the dead, what if it's a dead animal or something along those lines, such as a wolf spirit that lived in that area a while back, or I don't know, a mountain lion spirit or something along those lines. What if it's guardian spirits of that area? What if it's the Fae? How do you determine when you're in an area that is affected by some sort of spiritual phenomena? How do you determine what kind of spirit that is? Because as far as I understand, most ghost hunters only go with two types of spirits. It's either a ghost or a demon, and that's it. There's nothing else under the sun that it could be. There's no such thing as fairies to a ghost hunter. There's no such thing as angels. There's no such thing as planetary beings or spherical beings or aerial spirits. It's all ghosts or demons, and that's a falsity. So if you're in an area, how do you know? I mean, just because it's a cemetery doesn't necessarily mean that the being that's causing all the phenomena is a human spirit. The human spirits could be chilling, and it could be some sort of a nature spirit that's causing all kinds of havoc for whatever reason. How do you, as a ghost hunter, determine the type of spirit that is causing phenomena in a certain area? That's the first question. And then once you have determined the type of spirit that is affecting a certain area, the next question would be, how do you approach that spirit? Now, when I'm watching ghost hunting TV shows or YouTube channels or whatever, well, the one thing that I notice is that they all tend to do the same thing. Hello, anyone here? Hello, I'm here for you, and I want to help you. We want to get your story out, or if it was like a murder or something like that, come tell us what really happened. We're here for you. This is your chance to get your story out. What makes you think, in any sense of the word, why would that get a spirit's attention? Just because the spirit used to be human doesn't mean that they still retain all of their human tendencies. Just because a human would react to that sort of a call, hello, is anyone here? A human would go, yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, I'll leave now, or whatever. A ghost isn't going to go, yes, hello, I'm here, and I've been haunting this place for the last 200 years. Thank God you're a ghost hunter, and now we can have a conversation so I can let you know what happened. That's never happened. That's never going to happen. And so I don't understand why ghost hunters still think that that's the approach to get a spirit to respond. Hello, I'm here, and I have my $20 camera that is supposed to capture you, even though you're a non-physical entity. This is supposed to capture you. And yeah, it's not going to work. So how do you approach a spirit if you're a ghost hunter? How do you approach a demon? I mean, you have determined that there's a demon haunting this area, not a ghost. So how do you approach that demon? How do you get that demon's attention and then keep that demon's attention on you and not some of the other people who you might be ghost hunting with, if you're ghost hunting with a group of people? How do you get the attention of that genius Loki and keep that genius Loki's attention, assuming that it's not a ghost or a demon. So that would be the next question that I would have for a ghost hunter. How would you get the attention of that spirit? Once you've determined the type of spirit it is, now how do you get that spirit's attention? Because simply walking around saying, hello, is anyone here? We want to talk to you. This is your chance to tell us your side of the story, or anything along those lines. That's not going to get the attention of a spirit. And even if it did, this is a bit of an aside. Even if it did get the attention of a spirit, what makes you think that that spirit would even know how to use that kind of device? Now, a camera is one thing; they don't have to do anything. It would just capture them if it could capture them. But what about the recording devices? It seems that spirits seem to be locked into a certain time period. We tend to not see ghosts before certain time periods. It's funny. I've never heard of Native American ghosts, and they were here before all of us. But yet, there's no Native American ghosts. There's very rarely any colonial ghosts. Yeah, there's a couple of stories, Roanoke, St. Augustine, stuff like that. But outside of that, there's not even many colonial ghosts. It's all ghosts from 50, 60 years ago. Well, what about the guy who died 100 years ago? He doesn't have a ghost. His ghost just, I'm done here. I'm going to let this guy haunt the area now. But even if your device could get the attention of a spirit, what makes you think that they would know how to use it? What makes you think that a ghost from 100 years ago, 200 years ago would know how to use a recording device? I saw this one guy on a certain channel, I'm not going to say the name of the channel, but he had this huge audio device that was supposed to capture voices of disincarnate spirits. And he was calling on people like Tesla and Jesus and all these historical figures. And I'm thinking, these people, maybe Tesla, but the rest of these people did not live during a time when that sort of technology was available. So they wouldn't know just to put their mouth up to the mouth port and speak. They wouldn't know to do that. So by you just holding this device in the air going, yes, talk to me, I don't know, Emotep, talk to me. Well, Emotep wouldn't know how to use that device. He wouldn't know just to put his mouth down and go, yes, I'm Emotep. He's going to look at you like, what the fuck is that, bro? I don't know what the hell that is. And you want me to talk to you? How? How's he going to talk to you? He doesn't know how to use that device. He doesn't know just to speak. So, and even if he could just speak, he's a disincarnate spirit. And so therefore, their voices just don't manifest. Sorry, that's not how it works. That's television, that's Hollywood, that's not real occultism. But I digress. Back to the topic. So once you've established communication, assuming that you've determined the correct spirit, and then you've learned how to, or you know how to approach the spirit, next, how would you establish two-way communication? So you've determined that there's a ghost haunting this area, or you've determined that there's a demon here, or whatever. And then you've correctly got the spirit's attention. Now the spirit knows that you're there and they're ready to communicate. How do you achieve two-way communication? Yes, your spirit box. That $20 box that you bought off eBay that flips through radio stations a million times fast. That's supposed to get you into contact with these beings. It's that easy. All of us occultists, voodooists, or Hunganaswoges and Mambos, Santeros, Kimbanderos, Obeah men, witches, mystics, shamans, magicians, magus, sorcerers, Tao of the Left practitioners, we're all doing it wrong. It's you guys with your $50 spirit boxes. That's the way to contact spirits. I don't think so. I've yet to see any, again, ghost hunting show, ghost hunting podcast, YouTube show, whatever. I have yet to see any where there's a definitive, concrete ghost that says that when they go, is anyone here with us? And then they hold up the device and it goes, I have yet to hear anybody go, yes, I am a ghost. I've been here haunting this place for 25 years and, whatever. No, you hear a bunch of news, music, talk radio, and static all mushed together. That's what you hear. You don't hear any concrete evidence of any sort of demon or a ghost or any sort of contact. I'm sorry to tell you. So how would you establish two-way communication with a spirit? Two-way, not him just, yes, no, that's not two-way communication. How do you achieve veritable communication with the spirit as a ghost hunter? Well, you can't, because it's never been done. No one's ever done it. All of the evidence that people have ever gotten, it's dubious at best. Sorry. It's just, none of these devices are going to work. The best device that these ghost hunters have come up with is thermal cameras. That's probably the closest that you're going to get to capturing a spirit on any sort of technological device. At least right now. Maybe 100 years from now or something like that, we might get advanced to the point where spiritual phenomena can be captured. But as of right now, it cannot be. Especially with your spirit boxes and, radio wave Ghost 2000 devices and all this other nonsense. It's not going to work. So how would you achieve two-way communication now that you know what kind of spirit is here and you've got its attention? You got to talk to the spirit, right? You want to be able to figure out what's going on and, see if you can maybe help. Although that's another issue, but that's an issue for more of a new age video where people think that they can help beings and spirits cross over. I mean, it's possible, but it's not anywhere near as prevalent or as common as some of these psychic mediums and paradigm shifters and new age channelers want you to think. It's possible for to help someone cross over, but it's not as common as you would think. Kind of like demonic possession, like how Hollywood would make you think everyone's getting possessed. It's not anywhere near as common as what you would think. So how would you establish communication with the spirit is what I would ask a ghost hunter for the third question and the third issue that I would have with ghost hunting. Now that you've got the spirit's attention, talk to it and get it to talk to you veritably, meaning there's no denying that this is the spirit and that you guys are talking to each other, which leads me to another thing. So in Grimoire tradition, we have a method, or we have methods of spiritual verification. So when a spirit shows up, we know that spirits can masquerade, spirits can lie, spirits can deceive, because just like a human, they have higher intelligence, they have their own agendas, their own goals, and if you're dumb enough to give them what they want because you're dumb enough to believe whatever they say, then they're going to take advantage of that just like any other human would. Well, not any human, but there are humans out there that would take advantage of you. So why wouldn't there be spirits out there that would take advantage of you? So even if you were able to communicate with the spirit, how do you know that it's the spirit that you want? How do you verify? Say that you come to an area and you've determined that the area is haunted, and there could be multiple spirits that are haunting this area, and you call on and say you somehow get in touch with one of them and they claim to be a certain, my name is this, I am this, say it's a demon, I am this being. Do you just believe it? Well, that's what he said his name is. That's who he said he is. Why would he lie? Must be telling the truth. No, you got to verify. You have to know how to verify. So how do you know that the spirit that you called and that you're talking to is the one that's actually haunting that area, or the one that you want? What if it's another spirit? How do you determine that? I don't think New Agers would know how to. I mean, they wouldn't be able to answer any of the questions that I've asked already, but certainly would not be able to answer how do you verify? How do you go through any sort of spiritual verification? And if they do have any sort of answer, I would think it would be along the lines of circular reasoning. Oh, I would believe the spirit because the spirit told me. So there you go on that one. So that leads us to the last question number 4 that I would have for a ghost hunter, and that was, okay, so you've determined the type of spirit that's here. You've you've approached the spirit properly. You've gotten into veritable communication with the spirit. Well, if it's a ghost or a demon and it's haunting this area, chances are you want to get that spirit out. You want to get him away. You want to cleanse this area. You want to, clean it. If it's a home, the people probably want to live there peacefully and things like that. If it's a graveyard or something, I'm sure people want to be able to come and leave flowers for the loved ones or whatever without having to, see things floating or, whatever the phenomena is, right? How do you get rid of the spirit? How do you banish? How do you cleanse this area of the spirit, right? And here's where things get a little interesting. So most of the ghost hunting shows that I've seen, whether it's again on TV, YouTube, whatever, most of the shows that I've seen, they tend to do one of two things. They either bring in a psychic medium to try to talk to the being and, get it to move on peacefully, or they'll bring in an exorcist, and it's only a Catholic exorcist. There's never Protestants or Lutherans or Jehovah's Witness. I mean, God forbid if you're possessed by a demon or there's a haunting in your house and you're Anglican, oh well, I guess you're just going to be haunted forever, because the only people who have a monopoly on exorcisms are the Catholics. So sorry to all of you Mormons out there who are experiencing spiritual phenomena that you guys would call demons, because apparently you can't get rid of them. It's only the Catholics, which we know is not true, but it's just funny that that's the only type of Christian that these ghost hunters and these shows use. They never use a bishop from, some Southern Baptist church, or they never use Minister Johnson from, New Hope, Bible church or something like that. It's always Father so-and-so from the Eastern Diocese or something like that. So, but anyway, yeah, so how do you get rid of the spirit? You're either going to call on an exorcist or you're going to call on a psychic medium. And while the exorcism could work, I don't believe that the psychic medium knows how to get rid of a spirit in any real way. At least most of them. I'm sure some of them might have some legitimate occult training, but most of them are just New Agers, so they don't know much of anything. Yeah, how would you, if you're a ghost hunter and you're now in this home and you know that now there's a demon here and you're talking to it and whatever, how do you get rid of it? You just say, demon, go away. You throw some holy water on it and call it a day. You say one or two prayers from the Bible and move on. How do you get rid of this demon, or spirit, or whatever is plaguing this area, these people, whatever? How would you get rid of it as a ghost hunter? These are questions that I believe most, if not all, ghost hunters can't answer. And that's because ghost hunting falls under what I call spiritual paranormalism. And it's fragmented from true occult teachings and true occult knowledge. That's because most ghost hunting comes from Victorian era spiritualism, which for the most part has been proven to be fraudulent, scammery, things like that. They take some legitimate spiritual concepts and then just use new age nonsense to sort of make money off you. And that's what modern ghost hunting is. So yeah, if you're a ghost hunter out there, let's see if you can answer those four questions with any real esoteric or occult knowledge, and see what we come up with. But I doubt that anybody out there who is a ghost hunter, without being an actual occult practitioner, would be able to answer any of those questions. So those are the issues that I have with, or some of the issues that I have with ghost hunting. Those are my four questions that I have for ghost hunters. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do like and subscribe. If you do want to get in touch with me, please feel free to reach out to me at my new website, themysticalrebel.com. You can also catch me over at a occult-related forum known as wizardforums.com. The owner of the forum, Skull, is also the editor of my videos. So come on over there and say hi to us. And if you're interested in learning anything about magic, or just want to discuss magic with some like-minded individuals, join over at wizardforums.com. And that'll be it for me today, guys. I will see you in the next one.